Hello and welcome to today's speed build. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining us, and if not, then welcome back. So today I am super excited because we're building in the beautiful world once again of Ciudad Enamorada, and I don't know if that is how you pronounce it. I'm still not 100% sure, but hopefully I'm not too far off. Now, in my last video where I played around with this pack, I did a base game and Lovestruck build, which was a residential, and I really enjoyed using all the items. I gave like my honest opinion and everything to the pack, and something I had not built yet was the penthouse, and the penthouse is something that we got with the new expansion pack. We actually got 2 penthouses, and I thought it would be really fun to do one, especially since I have never actually built a penthouse before. So yeah, I have just had so much fun playing around with this pack and seeing all the new items, so I thought it would be really nice to do a penthouse and kind of step out of my comfort zone as well. So I really hope you guys like this one. I did go for like this modern feel, which is not me. I am not great with modern, but for some reason this pack is making me want to use modern, which is really weird because it's not a modern pack at all, really. But yeah, I don't know, for some reason it brings out the inner modern in me, so I'm not gonna complain. It gives me some like different content than usual, and I guess you guys will probably like that as well, so hopefully you do. I do just want to take this little moment to let you know that my shell challenge is still open. If you don't know, I had started hosting a shell challenge on the 12th of July, and I've got it over on my Instagram, all of the details. It's on my pinned post. My Instagram is just iHanza YT, and the due date for the shell is the 12th of August, so you've still got like 9 days. I don't know when this is going up, but you still have a little while. But I just thought I'd let you know in case you weren't sure or you didn't know about it. And yeah, I just wanted to point it out. I'm so excited to see all of your amazing shells. Now, let's get back to talking about this build. So, I actually built this today. I really just wanted to build a penthouse. As I was saying, like, I've never built one before, and I was really excited. I've been seeing so many people's online and they look amazing, and I was like, you know what, I want to build one. I want to see what I can do, and I really love how this turned out. I think it looks amazing. I just love that we have the round pool feature now, which by the way did not come with Lovestruck. That was a base game update, so if you guys want to, you know, use rounded pools and you didn't know yet, it's in the base game update, which is so cool. You probably did know that already, but I just can't get over it. I kind of felt like we were never going to get something like that, and I'm so glad we did. I just can't stop looking at it. I feel like it makes the build look so much nicer than it is. Like, the build is nice, but I just think it really spruces it up, if that makes sense, and just adds a little bit extra dimension instead of just having a lot of squares, especially since this is modern. I think if we didn't have the rounded pool feature, you know, it would look a little bit harsh having like the square pool. So it's really nice that we now have rounded pools. I will say, I feel like people are not going to want to do square pools anymore. I don't know, I just feel like rounded pools are much more normal. I mean, I guess it depends what you're building. Like, if I was building like a kind of hotel motel situation, I definitely would go for a rounded pool. I feel like, I don't know, you need to have a very specific vibe to be wanting to choose the squares instead. But I don't know, I mean, I guess it depends. Maybe in like back gardens and stuff, the square ones will still get used. I don't know, maybe I'm just like very excited and hyped about them. All I've really seen is people using the rounded pool feature, and I love it. It's such a good feature that they added, so I'm so glad that they did. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about the dynamic in this household. Now, I don't have a super in-depth story for you, and I'm really sorry because I know that I normally do, but I kind of struggled with a storyline because this house is not very big. This penthouse even is not very big. It's really just like two floors, and the top floor is one bedroom, and there's one bathroom. So there's one bedroom, one bathroom, and then there's like a big open plan kitchen living space. But overall, like all in all, the build is not very big, and so I decided that this would be for two Sims. I didn't think too much into them, but I did think that, you know, they're in a relationship. They have been for quite a while, and I think that they honestly did not come from rich families. I think that one of them was actually very, very poor. So they definitely weren't like born into money or anything. I don't think that. I think that one of them was actually very, very poor, and they got in a relationship around that time. Sorry that I don't know the specifics of like them, but yeah, they got into a relationship around that time, and yeah, one of them ended up wanting to do like a entrepreneur kind of like business thing, and they wanted to run their own sort of business, which is an online business. And I didn't think too much into this business. I just know that they were really interested in it, and I think that they, you know, as they were struggling, they were like, this is a nice kind of like side hustle that I can do, trying to like open up this business while I'm working. And I think that they didn't have like a high role in their work at all. They were just, you know, like normal staff, and you know, they just came to their 9 to 5 job every day, and yeah, they were like, this is something that I can do in my spare time, like on the weekends. And yeah, they ended up setting that up, and I think the other person in the relationship was super like, you know, excited for them and just super supportive. And even though they thought, you know, maybe like it would amount to maybe nothing or whatever, they were still super supportive anyway, and they didn't really care. They just wanted like their partner to be happy. And then yeah, eventually this business started taking off, like absolutely skyrocketed, and now they can afford this beautiful penthouse. And yeah, I think that the other partner in the relationship was kind of like they were definitely not well off, but they weren't like struggling as such. They just had a normal job. They were kind of like management, but not like top management. They were maybe like management of their unit, but they weren't like top manager. And so they had like a steady income, and so they also were really good at like helping provide for the other one, and they sort of helped them out with money. And then when this business took off, it was kind of like the favor was repaid, because they were like, well, you know, I can get this penthouse for us. And I do think that it's still very 50-50, like, you know, even though one of them is very, very successful, I think that the other one is still, you know, they do a job that is much less demanding. They do something where they don't have a deadline. They don't need to worry about like, you know, the business and things like that. They do something that they can kind of come and go as they please, which they're definitely very fortunate of, but it just takes a lot of stress off of them. And yeah, they both just have this really nice life here, and it's super sweet. And yeah, that's kind of the storyline I came up with. It's a little bit makeshift, but again, I'm sorry I didn't think too much into the specifics, but this was the kind of makeshift story I had in my head, and now they live here. So I don't think that by any means they're you know, they were brought into this kind of life and that they're super used to it. I think that honestly they are just very, very humble, and they love to just live here and chill and do their own things. And yeah, I think that they're also just really, really nice people. But yeah, anyway, I always get too carried away. Even when I'm not that in depth with my stories, I still get too carried away. It's a problem. But anyway, so yeah, we are working on the living room now. I absolutely love the kitchen so much. Like, the kitchen is beautiful. I do end up cluttering it up. I think I'm gonna do that now. I end up cluttering it up really, really nicely, and it looks so gorgeous. But the living room, on the other hand, it does end up changing a little bit. So this little bit where there's like a brown sofa at the side, that ends up changing. I end up putting bookshelf units there, and like side tables, which you'll end up seeing. Now, I don't actually do that until I move to the upstairs, and you'll see why. You'll see it kind of like click in my brain. You'll see why I did that. And also, where the kissy seat is in the living room, I end up moving that to the upstairs, which is kind of what made me change the other side of the room. And I end up replacing it with the sofa from the industrial loft kit, which looks so much better. You're best to just watch, because I'm really bad at explaining things, but you'll kind of see it change. I did like it like this, but something just felt odd, and I also didn't like there being like 2 sofas in one room. I felt like it was a bit much, especially when I put the industrial loft sofa in. I was like, it's a bit too much to have like these 2 full-on sofas. So yeah, that's why I ended up switching it out. But yeah, I also moved this bear rug to the top, which ends up looking so much better. I end up replacing this with, again, the industrial loft kit rug, just because it looks so much nicer. And yeah, I thought that this pack went so well with, or not even this pack, but this build went so well with like these packs that I'm using, which are more modern packs. So like, for example, I had ended up using the I'm gonna forget the name now of everything. Those curtains are from the Desert Lux, which I think is more of like a modern type of build kit. And then I also used these cool kitchen like counters, which to me I think are a much more modern vibe. I don't know, you'll have to let me know what you think about that. I also used the paintings from Lovestruck because I just love them so much. They're so good. Like, see the painting of like, it's kind of like a woman, and she's like sitting, and you can tell that like it has been painted, and I just love the style of it. It's beautiful, and I've used that a few times now, but I just think it looks so good. I do show me doing the bathroom for once, so go me. I also did forget a sink, but you see me add it in because I realised I added a shower, a bath, and a toilet, and then I completely forgot there was meant to be a sink, because in my brain I was like, well, there's 3 things in here, so it must be the 3 things we need. But no, I forgot the sink, which you can probably see right now. But yeah, so all those packs were used, and I thought they went really nicely together. But I do also think that this pack merges well with other things, like see growing together, even like high school years I think it would go with. I just think it depends what style you're going for, because for me I was going for modern, so I was definitely using these modern, packs. But if you're not going for modern, then you wouldn't be using modern packs. So yeah, that's kind of what I think. But I really like how this turned out. I'm so glad I was able to do this because, again, I've never done a penthouse before, so I was very excited about this, and I really like how it turned out. Now, we are moving to the upstairs, and I really love how this turns out as well. The little room at the back ends up being an office. I thought it made more sense than doing another toilet because it's only a 1-bedroom, so it doesn't really make sense to be another toilet, because yeah, that probably wouldn't be necessary. The only thing is they'll have to go downstairs if they want to use the bathroom, but that's okay. I don't think it's too weird. And I ended up using the cow print wallpaper, which I just love. I love it so much. And here is the bear rug, and you're about to see me change out a few things downstairs as well. But yeah, hopefully you agree that it looks a lot better once I start changing things out. As you can see, I used quite a few things from Industrial Loft Kit. They just look so good to me, and I love these lights. These lights are from the Party Essentials kit, and I love them. There's actually a few things from that pack that I really enjoy, so I was quite happy to be using them. I feel like there's always at least one thing from a pack that like you're gonna use, which definitely does not make it reasonable to buy all the kits, because there's also, you need to think like value for money. So you need to think like, is it worth it to get this kit for me to only like one item? Now, I have done that before. The thing I did it with was I really wanted the picket fence, the like white picket fence, and for the longest time I had no idea what pack it was from. Now, I believe it's from the, is it Romantic Garden Stuff? Or is it's not Perfect Patio, because I don't even think I have Perfect Patio. I think it might be Romantic Garden Stuff. I had to get it just for the fence. And normally I would never do that because that's like a waste, but I did do it for that fence. I wanted it so badly. But anyway, as you can see, I have done the downstairs. I think it looks way better like this. I end up changing the lips chair sofa thing to be white, and I think it works so nicely in here. And yeah, I definitely struggled to not clutter up absolutely every single little corner of every room, but I think I did a really nice job at just kind of doing it, I don't know, doing it justice, and you know, not cluttering up absolutely everything, which I really wanted to do. So I feel like you should be proud of me, because you know me, I'm I'm very good at just cluttering up absolutely everything that I don't need to. But yeah, I definitely want to hear your guys' opinions on this pack, and if you like it or not. Again, I have been hearing a lot of like mixed opinions. I said this in my last video, but I have heard a lot of people say that they really do like it. Some people say that they like it, but they're not too keen on certain objects, or you know. To be fair, I will say this is definitely a more gameplay what's the word, like targeted pack, so people are most likely getting this pack to play and to use the gameplay features, which completely makes sense. I think that having the objects is honestly just a nice little added bonus, but yeah, I think some people were disappointed with some of the build stuff, but honestly I feel like, you know, if something is meant for gameplay, it probably makes more sense that they're not going to focus as much on the items. That being said, I love the items. I really love the rugs, I love the beds, I really love the chairs, and they go really good because I've did 2 builds now, and I did one build which was just the pack in base game. It goes really well with base game. It didn't go like, it wasn't like amazing because we're so limited in base game, but considering what we have in base game and what we had in this pack, I thought they went together really nicely. And then with this, where I'm using all the packs, it also fit together really, really well. So yeah, I don't know, I feel like honestly everything does seem to go together quite well, but that is of course just my opinion. But we are just doing the little office area right now, so I think that, you know, if he's running a business, he would probably, I say he, again, I did not come up with like who is who, but the person who owns a business, I figured they'd need an office because, you know, they need to run it somehow. They would probably have like online website, online forms and things, and stock levels and stuff like that. So yeah, I thought that was very important to have. So I do have this tiny little room. It's very small, but I made it smaller because I wanted there to be seating on the patio area. So yeah, but I feel like it was worth it. I think it works really, really nicely. But yeah, this is the last room I do, and then I think I just tweak the outside a little bit, just because there was a few things that needed to be added. But yeah, that is pretty much it for today's video. So thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you did enjoy. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and please leave me any comments down below of what you thought of this pack, because I would absolutely love to hear it. But thank you so much. And again, if you want to take part in my shell challenge, it is available until the 12th of August. So yeah, get your entries in. I would love to see them. The top 10 will be featured on my Instagram page. That is over at iHanza YT. So make sure to stay tuned if you do participate. And yeah, even if you don't, just make sure to stay tuned and see everyone else's really cool creations. But thank you all so much once again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.